Okay, let's explain this code word kata, collinearity. Take it from the top. You are given two vectors starting from the origin x0 and y0 with the coordinates x1, y1, and x2 and y2. Your task is to find out if these vectors are collinear. Collinear vectors are vectors that lie on the same straight line. They can be directed in the same or opposite directions, and one vector can be obtained from another by multiplying it by a certain number. In terms of coordinates, vectors x1 and y1 and x2 and y2 are collinear if x1, y1 equals k times x2 and k times y2, where k is any number acting as a coefficient. So for example, you can see the graph right here. Two non-collinear vectors would be crossing. Two collinear vectors in the same direction, right, don't touch, they're parallel. And two vectors in the opposite direction are still parallel, but they're heading in opposite directions. So in this problem, we need to write a function called collinearity, which takes an x1, a y1, an x2, and a y2 as parameters, and this should return a Boolean type depending on whether the vectors are collinear or not. And as a note here, all coordinates are integers, so negative 1,000 up to 1,000. And there's also a few additional notes here. All vectors start from the origin x0 and y0, and we should be careful when handling cases where x1, x2, or y1 or x2, y1 or y2 are 0 to avoid division by 0 errors. Can't divide by 0. And the last one is a vector with coordinate 0, 0 is collinear to all vectors. And then it gives us some examples here of note, right? Are these at the bottom where 0, 0 and 0, 0 would be true because they would be collinear with all vectors, or 0, 0 and 1, 0 would also be true, being collinear with all vectors, as 0, 0 is collinear with all vectors. Alright, let's take a look and try to solve this. I'm going to pull up on the whiteboard right here, where I have a few different notes, and I pulled in the first example here from this one right here at the bottom. So anyways, we have a x1 with this 1, a y1 as 2, and we're timesing this by the second x2, which is negative 1, and the second y2, which is negative 2. In order to split these out, we'll just take the y1 times the x2 and the x1 times the y2. So we have x1 times y2 minus x1 times x2, which should equal 0. So then, breaking this out in the code, it'll be x1 times y2 equals y1 times x2. And we'll test and see if that's right, and it passes. So there you have it. Cool. Yeah, this is my first time doing a kata. I don't completely understand why this is working, so if you have any additional details on understanding collinear vectors, their definitions and conditions, and if you'd like to give me any tips, please feel free to do so. Leave me a like, comment, subscribe, all the good things. Thank you, and have a great day.